So what happens with the real estate when you sell your business, and can you keep it? Do you have to sell it? What does that look like? Before I get into that, a conversation I have with a lot of sellers is I tell them exactly this. I say, look, this is your business. You can do whatever you want. It's your decision. If you want to do the sale, however you want the sale to go, it's really up to you and how you want to do it, given what the market feedback is, right? But again, it's your business, and if you own the real estate, you can decide if you want to sell it or if you don't want to sell it. Now, what we do see a lot of times is that if the business owner owns the real estate that the business is operating out of, and they own it outright, a lot of times it can act as a good form of post-sale cash flow for the owners. They can collect monthly payments from the new buyer or the new owner of the business, right? So it's up to you if you want to do that or if you want to include it in the sale. Sometimes it does make the deal more enticing to own the real estate also. It does help at times with financing because you can usually stretch that loan term out from around 10 years to 25 years. So sometimes it's more appealing for a buyer to include that in the sale. But it's not always necessary. Some buyers don't want it. Sometimes it makes it more difficult to acquire the business. And then a lot of times the owners, hey, I'll sell the business, but I'm going to keep the real estate and I'm going to charge you a monthly rent fee, right? Now, the one thing to keep in mind is that if you do own the real estate outright and you are going to hold on to that real estate and you are going to enter into a lease agreement with the buyer of the business for that real estate, it will affect the valuation on your business. And the reason why is because the buyer now is going to have to incorporate monthly rent payments in that cash flow, which will reduce that EBITDA number and therefore reducing the valuation of the business because they now have to incorporate what it's going to look like to make monthly payments to you, the landlord, essentially, on the business. So it's going to cut into the cash flow, therefore dropping that EBITDA, therefore dropping the valuation slightly on the business. Now, again, that just comes down to running spreadsheets and numbers and looking at what it would be for more of a long-term value for you, the business owner. All in all, it is an option that I tend to see business owners elect to keep the real estate, at least from my experience, and collect those monthly payments from the buyer. So again, it's totally up to you how you want to do it. If you want to combine them in a sale and cash out bigger, great. If you want to sell the business and hold on to the real estate and charge the buyer a monthly rent, great. So it's totally up to you. You do have several options, but again, what we see most of the time is the owner does retain the real estate and keeps the cash flow going even after the sale of the business. So if you have any more questions on this specifically, just feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm happy to answer them. My name is Jordan Kelliher. I am the owner and founder of Kelliher Acquisitions. We help small to mid-sized business owners sell their business. Thank you for watching.